Hi crew, we're going to be talking about common multiples and LCM today. LCM is a very easy concept. Don't get it confused with the other initials which will not be named here. This stands for least common multiple. Let me put that over here. And your key here is understanding this word. Multiples. We need to list the multiples of a number. So let's say I was listing the multiples of 6. Basically, I'm listing the times tables. That's what multiples are. It's the times tables of a number. So I'm going to start with 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 5 is 30, and I could go on and on and on to infinity. But I'm going to stop there. And we're going to get to what the main part of the lesson is, which is common multiples. Common multiples. And that means when you have more than one number that you're listing the multiples for, you're trying to find out what multiples they have in common. So let's try 3. Now, I know you're going to see this right away. Let's list the multiples of 3, and I'm not going to stop even though I know there's going to be a lot they have in common. You'll see. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Times 3 is 9. Times 4 is 12. Times 5 is 15. Times 6 is 18. Oops. Times 7 is 21. Times 8 is 24. Times 9 is 27. And times 10 is 30. All right, now I'm stopping there to prove a point. I want you to look at these numbers. Listed out are the multiples of 6 and the multiples of 3. Which ones do they have in common? Well, 6 shows up in both. What else? Is 12? Yeah, 12 shows up in both. They both have 12 in common. What else? How about 18? Yep. They both have 18 in common. And 24? Yeah, sure do. They both have 24 in common. And look at that. 30 is in common. Look at that. All of them from the 6 times tables, they have all of them in common with many of these in the 3 times tables. But we're looking for the least common multiple. That means the lowest one. What is the smallest one that they have in common? You would write your answer like this. LCM equals 6. Because 6 is the smallest one they have in common, although they have all these other ones in common. Let's try a different one. Let's try doing about 4 and 9. Let's find out what their common multiples are. Now I'm going to give you a hint here. I always want you to start with the larger number, so you don't have to be listing them all the way out to the times 10. And you can use a lot of mental math here. You're going to start to realize that when it comes a few steps down the road here, they're going to have something in common. You'll see. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Times 3 is 27. Times 4 is 36. Aha! I have to stop there. Do you know why? I just said it. 9 times 4 is 36. So if I list out the multiples of 4 all the way to 9, here we go. Ready? 4 times 1 is 4. Times 2 is 8. Times 3 is 12. Times 4 is 16. Times 5 is 20. Times 6 is 24. Times 7 is 28. Times 8 is 32. And times 9 is 36. Aha, there it is. Finally, they have one in common. Look, check all these numbers. They don't have 9 in common, not 18, not 27. They sure have 36 in common. So we would write that as the LCM of 4 and 9 equals 36. I want you to notice something though. Did you notice that the LCM was really just 4 times 9? No, that wasn't the case up here. 6 times 3 is 18. Yeah, that is a common multiple, but it's not the lowest one. And when we get into tomorrow's lesson about finding common denominators, that's going to be important. Or maybe not, depending on if you like reducing or not. But that's a different lesson. Folks, that is how you find common multiples. I hope that makes sense. Rewind this plate again. And that's all.